Good morning, True Church. This morning is Friday. The church has called it Good Friday. It's a tough Sunday. It's a tough day between here and Easter. If we actually go along with the life of Jesus and pray the prayer, then asking that we might have the grace to be with Jesus in the midst of his suffering, we might hear and understand more about the lover of our souls, who Jesus is, and how he loves us so radically, even in the midst of this intense suffering. I want to encourage you today, and I think many of the people that I'll be speaking to today, you've heard this story perhaps before. All four accounts, the gospel accounts, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, depict Jesus' crucifixion and highlight different parts and different things that are said at those moments, but together they give us a collective whole of what's going on and what Jesus is actually ultimately doing as one who is both God and man in that moment, to die in the place of us, for us, to receive us, to deal with our brokenness. But beyond all those things are all true and they give us hope. But I want to encourage you in this moment to respond directly to Jesus. There's a pastor named Trevor Hudson, who I appreciate very much, his writings and his speaking. And he suggests this, I think, for many of the people that he spoke to pastorally, that today, instead of trying to know and go through all the different things about what crucifixion was and things, that actually if you could just allow yourself to be with Jesus in that moment, to be with Jesus in his crucifixion and us actually in our present moment of wherever you might be and how your life has been affected by the COVID virus that's all over the world right now. In those places, let the Jesus who's on the cross, who has been on the cross, meet you presently as you and I are in many of us isolation with this COVID virus that's, again, like it's just spreading. And in the midst of all the things that may be going on inside of you, in light of who Jesus is and Easter that's just there, I want to encourage you to talk to Jesus directly. Speak to Jesus about the things that are most weighty for you. Identify with Jesus in the midst of his isolation, in the midst of his suffering. And I pray that you would have time just to be able to pour those things out to God in the person of Jesus, and then actually pause and just listen in some silence. Let God speak to you too. Let God speak to you, Jesus from the cross, speaking to the very situations you find yourself in. I appreciate those words from Trevor Hudson. They were meaningful to me, and I pray that they may be meaningful to you as well. Again, Mark 15:37. With a loud cry, Jesus breathed his last. Stay there today with Jesus so that we can go with Jesus on Sunday to the resurrection. Grace and peace. Bye for now.